Greetings, my beautiful embers. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. I come back to you with yet another disturbing story. Sit back, relax, and prepare for those chills that you crave so much. Let's get into it, shall we? This story is entitled The Basement, written by Luxorens. I wasn't sure if I wanted to share this experience, but here we are. I am writing this from my brother's perspective, as he told me this the day before he passed away. It is very distressing, so please be aware. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. I was sleeping in my room upstairs like I usually did. The rain from outside was trickling down my window. The window was slightly open, letting small gusts of wind move my curtains lightly as I slept deeply. It was very peaceful and quiet, but that silence was about to be broken. As I slept, I heard a loud thud from outside my room. I immediately shot up, startled by the noise. I looked in front of me where the door was. It was closed. I turned my head to the left, where my window was, and noticed that it was open. I figured the noise was probably just the wind having some effect on my house, so I went back to sleep. As I drifted away into a deep sleep, I heard another loud thud. I once again shot up from my bed and this time decided to investigate. I got up from my small bed and walked 2 steps to my desk. I turned on the desk lamp and put on a pair of jeans I had laying on my chair the day before. I opened my door and peeked outside. There was nothing there. I turned to the left and walked down the stairs. As I walked on the carpeted staircase, I heard the same thud again. This time, it was even louder. I noticed that the sound was coming from my right, so I quickly got downstairs and went to my poorly lit kitchen. Once again, there was nothing there. Probably just a rat, I thought. That thought quickly turned out to be wrong, however. As soon as I turned around, I heard the same thud again, twice. Okay, no way in hell that is a rat, I mumbled to myself. Angrily, I started walking to my front door, but was cut off by the same sound. This time, however, I noticed that it came from my basement door to the right. It was now continually repeating itself over and over. I was now starting to get kind of scared. You never know when an intruder has broken into your house, so I genuinely thought that it was a burglar. Just in case, I quickly went upstairs to get my crowbar. After picking up the heavy thing, I went back downstairs, ready to face whoever was there. I have a weapon, so don't think I'm any kind of scared of you, you fuckers, I yelled as I kicked open my door, crowbar in hand. I took a swing with my crowbar, thinking that there was someone on the other side. Instead of hitting someone, I almost fell down the stairs with the weight of the crowbar. I caught the railing, stopping myself from falling. I got back up, staring into the darkness of the basement. I was filled with dread, knowing that there was nobody else in my house except me. I was genuinely terrified. It's probably about time that you know that I don't believe in ghosts, or at least I used to not believe in them. This occurrence made me reconsider my beliefs, as this was literally the creepiest thing that has ever happened to me. Sure, I've had similar experiences in the past. For example, there was that one time when I heard loud banging on my front door, but it turns out that it was just ding-dong ditchers. With all that aside, I made up my mind and went about halfway down the stairs where the light switch was. I flicked it, but nothing happened. There was a short moment of silence, only to be broken by what sounded like glass breaking to be exact. I darted up from the staircase, ran up to my room, and grabbed my flashlight on the desk. I ran back downstairs and I wish I could unsee what I was about to see. There was blood. Blood on the staircase. Blood that was fresh. I was frozen. Breath held, eyes wide open. I couldn't speak for a second, but then I heard a blood-curdling scream. A scream so loud, I'm pretty sure it woke up the entire neighborhood. I had never heard a scream so loud as I did that very moment. Immediately, my instincts kicked in. I jogged down the staircase to the basement to figure out who it was that most likely needed help, when all of a sudden, the screaming stopped. I stood there in silence, before turning around only to see the door to the basement closing behind my back. Oh fuck! No! No! No, 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 no! I exclaimed while running up the stairs. When I got up, it was already too late. The door was closed and locked. I started banging on the door, screaming for help. But of course, nobody responded. I was alone, remember? I cried out for help for a solid 2 minutes or so, thinking that maybe there was someone at the other side. I realized that I truly was alone, so I sat down at the staircase with my head in my hands, wondering how I was to escape. I sat there thinking when all of a sudden I smelled something. It smelled awful, almost like rotten meat. This horrible smell was stinking up the entire basement and almost making me vomit, so I needed to go find the source. I plugged my nose and turned on my flashlight. I slowly walked down the creaking steps and looked around. There were a few empty boxes and trash around, but nothing out of the ordinary. It wasn't until I looked down that I realized where it came from. The bloodstains from the steps continued and formed what somewhat resembled a trail leading to a box. As I approached the box, the smell got more and more horrible, so I knew it was coming from that box. The box was taped shut with a note on top of it which read, "You are not alone, and you are next. Don't try to run. Don't try to resist." I was confused as to what this cryptic poem could mean, so I opened the box to find out. That quickly turned out to be a mistake, however. I have never gotten so disturbed as I was about to in my life. To my horror, there was a rotting, decapitated head inside of a bag. I yelled in horror, closed the box, and darted back. I backed into what I thought was just some trash, but oh boy was I wrong. As soon as I backed into what I thought was a pile of trash, I noticed something moving on my body. It almost felt like an arm slowly gliding up my stomach to my mouth, almost as if it was trying to keep me from talking. My eyes widened as a second arm slowly crept up my stomach, and this time to my throat. Someone, or something, was holding a knife towards my throat. I couldn't move, I couldn't speak or breathe. I was frozen in fear, and I couldn't remember much after. The last thing I remember was feeling a cold pain on my throat, feeling a liquid running down my neck after. The next thing I know, I'm in a hospital bed connected to all this machinery, fighting to survive. My brother died the following day after telling this horrifying story. I will never forget the last words he said to me. "Go find that motherfucker and kill him. Make it painful." And this concludes yet another hair-raising, horrific tale written by the one and only Luxorens. Thank you all for taking the time to listen. If you do so feel inclined, please hit that like button, comment down below, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. It really does help the channel out. In the meantime, as I always like to say, when life gives you fire, become a phoenix. I hope you are all safe, happy, and healthy. Until then, I'll read to you all soon.